Have you ever been denied a purchase? Are you looking to purchase a home or a car? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I can assist. My name is Chenauda Harris. I am a financial specialist offering solutions to your financial matters. We have an aggressive program that gets you results within 45 to 90 days. Contact me, Chenauda Harris, at 734-752-8818 for your free consultation. Hey, welcome to the Let's Fix It with Chenauda show. Sit back, relax, and take some copious notes as we provide you with some awesome solutions to your financial matters. Invite your friends, family to join us, and if you're watching us live via Facebook, like, tag, share. Sharing is caring. I am Chenauda Harris, and today we have a very special guest in the studio. We have Miss Crystal Robertson, and she is like a good neighbor. She's that State Farm lady, and I'm super excited today because we're going to talk to you guys about insurance. We're going to be talking about the PIP here in the state of Michigan and how that impacts our drivers' auto insurance, because you know Michigan has probably one of the higher states of rates in the country for auto insurance, and she's going to give you some incredible information. So first, let's welcome Miss Crystal Robertson to the show.
Thank you everybody. Thanks so much for having me.
You are so welcome. I am so intrigued to find out a little bit about you. So tell us, who is Miss Crystal Robertson and how did you become a State Farm agent?
Well, I am a mother of three boys. I guess they're grown men, 19, 23, and 27.
Grown.
Yeah. Yeah, not quite babies anymore. And become a State Farm agent. Well, I was director of operations for a nonprofit around April of 2020, and then COVID happened, and so the job was no longer, and I started looking at the State Farm opportunity and what it could afford me and the people that I love, and life insurance is something near and dear to me. I lost my mother and father 8 months apart, and they have very little to no life insurance, so it's something that I felt like, okay, I really need to help educate people on how important it is to have that.
Oh, most definitely. We talk about life insurance and wills and trust here on this show quite frequently because we've had so many people that have gone before us that don't have life insurance, and people tend to think that GoFundMe is life insurance and that's the way to bury the loved ones.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, GoFundMe does not bury loved ones for the most part.
It does not.
You've got to have that life insurance intact. So you are one of those entrepreneurs that have been birthed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I love that fact because so many different people have birthed successful businesses during this time. Mm-hmm. Whether they have walked away from corporate America or just decided that I want to become an entrepreneur. And I know that in the business that you're in is a great booming industry, especially here in the state of Michigan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about the situation with this PIP. Explain that, because in talking to Gerald, who was very passionate about the PIP thing, and I know when I just recently purchased a car, they were trying to get me to get additional auto insurance and protection. And I was like, I'm covered through my job. So I don't really need any extra amenities in terms of medical care.
Yeah, and it's about what's important to you and what makes you comfortable. So PIP is personal injury protection, and that's a big deal here in Michigan because previous to July of 2020, everybody was opted into unlimited PIP. So PIP, personal injury protection, again, is if you're in an accident and you need medical attention, that PIP number determines how much medical coverage you'll get from your insurance company. your option before July 2020 was unlimited. You did not have an option to use your own health care or choose something that was a little lower that maybe you might be comfortable with. Now, our lawmakers have listened and they're giving us options here in Michigan. So it gives us the opportunity to not only choose something that is not unlimited, depending on what type of health care insurance we have, it gives us the opportunity to lower our rates because that unlimited PIP coverage drives your premiums up quite a bit.
So you guys heard it. She's telling you how to lower your insurance rates, right? So, I know that here a lot of people have driven without auto insurance because it can be astronomically insane in terms of the cost that you're paying. It can almost be like a car payment, a house payment in certain cases, depending on what you drive and where you live, and it's just crazy.
And it's a real roadblock. It was a real roadblock, especially for Detroit residents.
Right.
Because of course the city of Detroit, the median income is about $35,000, but the insurance rates were sometimes $10,000-12,000 a year. So if you're only making $35,000, you're paying almost a third of that in insurance rates,
which is crazy. Yeah. And that's why you saw lots of people that wanted to let me have my car insurance in Southfield or some of the other suburbs cities in order to lower their rates because to have $800 a month insurance payment.
Exactly. Then you run into issues with that. You can't do that because what happens is if you get into an accident and need to file a claim, if that address issue is uncovered during that, you're not covered.
Yeah. That's sad because you see a lot of it now. But now the state of Michigan got slick where they double check to make sure that you have what you say you have and that you're where you're supposed to be or where you say you're going to be. So they have put certain mechanisms now in place with the Secretary of State's office to kind of prevent that, but almost force your hand to make sure that if you are driving, that you are insured.
Absolutely. Big Brother is watching.
So, yeah, sadly enough. So, other than the PIP, what are some of the other things that you can kind of like guide us through that might be of great importance? I know life insurance is huge, especially in the African American community.
Absolutely. Life insurance is huge in the African American community. The conversation is huge. We're not really educated on how important it is to have it. And when we do talk about it, we tend to think about it like, okay, no, nobody's getting rich off me, or they can just throw my body in a ditch or something. People sometimes say that, or you know what? I don't need it. I just don't need it. We'll figure it out. I don't need a burial. I can be cremated. Still and well, somebody has to pay for it, and it's not just about paying for it. You have a family that has to grieve. So do you really want them to try to grieve you and try to figure out where they're going to get this money to bury you, which most likely they're going to pull it from their savings or somewhere that, or a stock or retirement or something like that, which is going to set them back. And if I need to grieve you as a family member, I can't really take off work because now I can't afford to. So that's a big deal. Also, life insurance is a living benefit as well. And that's something that we're really not educated on. So that's something I'm really passionate about as well.
Wow. I just, I tell people all the time, life insurance, will trust, power of attorney, all tend to go hand in hand. We were just talking previously before we started the show about Aretha Franklin, and usually when I talk about a will, trust, power of attorney, especially because of the fact that she did not have a will, trust, power of attorney over $16.1 million of her estate went to the state of Michigan because certain things wasn't in writing. Even though she had that. Yes, even though she had life insurance and all the other amenities. And you would think that a person of her caliber would be secure in that, considering the amount of attorneys and legal teams that she probably had in her midst that she would have taken care of that once she found out that she was ill, but she never did take care of that. So even in the midst of her family going through the grieving process, that was a part of something that they had to endure was probate court because there was no will. And
oh my goodness.
you know, if you have life insurance, at least that part of it, you know, rest upon your family where at least financially your burial can at least be taken care
Exactly.
of, which can be an anxiety moment in itself, you know, without even going through the thinking about the rest of the steps, you know, what happens when you lose a loved one, but just being able to get that person to their final resting place.
Oh yeah.
And bring closure to that. But it's just amazing how our community needs to be educated on these types of assets that are so important to their families and to prevent them from being in traumatic situations, not having any of it.
I completely agree. Completely agree.
So for a person that is looking for life insurance, auto insurance, I know there's health, you guys offer health insurance?
Yep, hospital indemnity policy, disability. A lot of people, they have either like some sort of disability or life insurance policy through their employer. Mm-hmm. What they don't know is that once you leave that employer, voluntarily or not, that policy does not follow you. So, for instance, I was at a job for 10 years. And of course, when I started, I was 10 years younger and healthier, right? But when I left, I was 10 years older and had a couple health issues. Mm-hmm. So the amount of money that I would have paid for a life insurance policy 10 years prior, had I gotten one when I was, when I initially started, gotten one for myself, and the amount of money I had to pay that 10 years after was, it like tripled, mm-hmm. just about tripled. And then you have blood work that you have to do. You have physicals that you have to do. And you're never going to be any younger or healthier than what you are right now. Right. So it's good to get it right now so you don't have to worry about, all right, so I have this hospital policy. Or disability, the same way. We offer disability policies as well. Most insurance companies do. And it's something that you own. So you don't have to, especially for our entrepreneurs. It's something that you own. So if something happens, you're the golden goose, right? You're the breadwinner. Lots of people like to think that my home is my biggest investment, but it's not. Your biggest investment is you, mm-hmm. because you are the person behind that home. You right. are the person behind all of the assets that you're so proud to have, and you work really hard to get your things. So if you're going to protect your things, you have to protect yourself. So wow. We also offer health and disability as well.
That's a huge gem, and never really thought of it that way in terms of me being an entrepreneur, even though I have health insurance and life insurance through my job. Just having that extra protection and just in case, you know, mm-hmm. and no one is promised to live forever. We all got to leave here some type of way,
and
shape,
that's a
or
guarantee.
Form. And that's guaranteed. Exactly right. So, you know, a lot of people don't like to have these discussions, but these are the necessary conversations that need to go on in order to take care of your business at hand.
Absolutely.
Because when we don't have these conversations, it can cause problems in the event that we should come to that crossroad.
Absolutely.
So it's best to have those transparent conversations and moments. And you do homeowners and yes. rental insurance as well.
Yes. From a homeowner's perspective, it's always, right now especially since we've been getting so much rain, I would certainly suggest for anybody who has a homeowner's policy to double check to see if you have backup sewage and drain coverage on your policy. If you don't, you want to inquire about it, just to make sure that you add it for future reference, because we've been getting quite a bit of rain lately. So that has been I've been getting a ton of calls about that. The flooding, all right, FEMA has denied me. What do I do? Do I have this coverage? What do I do to get this coverage? If you don't have it, check to see if your insurance company offers it. If they do, you might want to add it because it's a pretty nominal fee.
Awesome. That's really cool. Because, as you stated, we have seen tremendous torrential rains here recently, here in the metropolitan Detroit area, and even just abroad. New Orleans just got hit, and last night Houston just got hit. So all the floodings and people losing all of their things, I just cannot imagine coming home or being in a home and losing all of my things. And in some cases, some people have flooded more than once this summer.
Yes.
Which is insane itself due to the infrastructure not being solid and updated and fixed the way it's supposed to.
Yes.
So you would think that they would be able to get some type of assistance, but even assistance can't replace your things or your memories in a situation like that. So definitely look into protecting yourself, because that is very, very key, so that you're not constantly trying to replace your things and out of pocket, out of, unexpectedly when things of that nature happens. And then renter's insurance is very key in the event something should happen and you're in a rental property situation as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because you want to protect your things. Most renters policies come with liability as well. And some people, there's a little bit of a myth that some people think that they cannot be liable for somebody hurting themselves at their property if they are the renter and not the homeowner, but you can be liable depending on what the situation is. So renter's insurance also comes with liability as well, and a lot of people don't know that.
And I know that with most insurance companies, when you have more than one policy, you guys offer some type of multi-plan.
Multi-line discount, yep.
Yep. So y'all know I'm big on savings.
Yes.
So, so make sure that if you are looking into more than one policy, you make sure that you have that, ask for that discount, because that is very key to saving a little bit more money on your policies, and even multi-car insurance policies as well. For those of you that have children, I'm certain that there are discounts as well that are given.
Oh yeah.
So I know that this coming weekend you have something special planned. So you want to tell us about that?
I am having a grand opening. So we open July the 1st. And we're having our official grand opening this Saturday, September the 18th, 2 to 4 p.m. The community is invited. Please come out and celebrate with us. We're excited to be in the community. I'm excited to be in my city. I grew up on the east side of Detroit. I am excited to be in my city. I'm on 7 in Livernois, 7100 West 7 Mile. Please come out. I'd love to see you.
That's awesome. I'm going to try and get over there to support. One of my mentors had this incredible event sponsored by State Farm pre-COVID. We had a She Shed event down at shed number 3, I believe it was, 3 or 5, but in Eastern Market. And it was an all-women sponsored event, and it was just totally incredible. And the State Farm agents came out and supported, and we called it a She Shed event. And Gail Perry Mason, who is
awesome.
an incredible mentor of mine, as well as a financial guru herself in her own right.
Oh, I've heard.
Came up with this concept, and each woman had to bring their baggage and leave their baggage. And inside the baggage was items for a woman's shelter. So we had personal items for the ladies, and it was just so incredible. She always comes up with like off the wall events, and I just thought that this was phenomenal. And then it was sponsored by State Farm, a few of the agents from the Detroit metropolitan area, and it was just so cool. And it was just great.
I love that. Yeah, I would absolutely love to be involved with something like that. We're big on community
Yes.
as well.
Yes. So as they say, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and you guys showed up and showed out in a major
That's
way.
what we try to do.
So definitely want you guys to go out and support Miss Crystal Robertson in her grand opening. She's right there in the Avenue Fashion area.
Right in the corridor. Yep.
And, you know, as a matter of fact, one of the businesses around Motor City Popcorn, I had him
We're
here
right next
on,
door.
Oh, okay. I had him on our show as well. And he is just an awesome, great guy. And the popcorn is delicious over there.
Yes, it is.
Just wonderful. So get excited. So you guys know that as we grow this movement with credit repair and financial literacy, I'm in the process of still helping 800 people become financially empowered this year. And this movement is growing by leaps and bounds, I'm telling you. So if you are ready to purchase a home and get some homeowner insurance from Crystal, she can help you with that. We're ready to help you change your life and change your finances. I want to be able to assist you and get you on track for home ownership, as I have a great network of realtors that are waiting to put you in the home of your dreams. So if you follow my lead, this definitely can happen here within 4 to 6 months if you give us that opportunity. So I am just totally elated. So now, as we transition over to Chenauda's Pearls of Wisdom, I want you to check out this video.
I remember a friend of mine that was incarcerated, and for years she had thrown her life away in alcohol and to drugs. And I said, what was the moment that you turned your life around? She's been sober now for 21 years. And she said one day she was cleaning the toilet of the warden of the prison. And she said, while she's cleaning the toilet and she flushed the toilet, she said it was like an aha moment, that she said to herself, if I stop doing drugs, I'll never have to clean a warden's toilet again. Isn't that interesting? That was like an awakening for her. And from that time to this time, she never touched a glass of alcohol. From that time to this time, she stopped using drugs. From that time to this time, she stopped associating with her friends who were still into drugs, and many to this day, those that are not in jail or those that are not dead yet. That moment, all of us have moments in our lives when it's a wake-up moment. I remember I was 10 years old and working with my mother, and she was on Miami Beach and working for families, wealthy families, and cooking for them, and we ate the food left over from these families that she cooked for. They were kind and generous people. They would say, Mamie, whatever food is left over, you can pack it up and take it home to those children that you have adopted. And I remember looking around these big, beautiful homes, and I said, Mama, and she said, Leslie, what is it? I said, one day, I'm going to buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. And now, where did that come from? Now, I have a twin brother, and I think that what happened for me that did not happen for my brother, the part of the mansion that he worked in, he didn't have exposure to something that I had. The owner of this home, this wealthy man, he was playing motivational messages every day. I had to keep his office clean and the ashtrays clean of his cigars, and I had to vacuum and dust the bookshelf. But while I was doing that, I was listening to these messages. We become what we think about, by Earl Nightingale. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. Always strive to get on top in life, because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. I did not know at the time that my mind was being programmed. See, if you look at yourself and look at your goals and look at your dreams, here's what I know. You have to really program your mind for success. You have to program it deliberately because of that exposure. My brother didn't get that. He was in another part of the house. But because of that exposure, it did something for me. It changed my mental blueprint. And I can say to you that as you take the time every day just if you didn't do anything but 1 hour a day, listen to things to build your spirit up. Listen to things to fortify your faith. Listen to things that will cause your mind to grow and to expand. I can tell you, based upon my own experience, there are things that you can do that you don't even realize.
Dr. Les Brown, you know, he talked about mindset. Mindset is everything. The decisions that we make impact our daily habits, no matter what we do. I want to know, what are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding yourself? Are you loving on the person that you see in the mirror? Are you feeding yourself good things? Are you making good strides on a daily basis to change the trajectory of your life and your family? Think about doing something that is going to be meaningful for your tomorrow. And with that, I want to thank Ms. Crystal Robinson for being on the show today.
Thank you for having
And
me.
I wish you all the success that you could possibly hold in your State Farm career as
Thank
you
you.
launch your brand new business. And I am just super excited to see you grow.
Thank you.
So, with that being said, you guys, go check out Miss Crystal on this Saturday. I hope to see you there. And until next week, till God says the same, I'll see you next week. Have you ever been denied a purchase? Are you looking to purchase a home or a car? If you answered yes to any of these questions, I can assist. My name is Chenauda Harris. I am a financial specialist offering solutions to your financial matters. We have